everybody, Sean McGinnis and Dan Carpini here at TGS 2013. We've just had the chance to check out the new Vita Slim, as well as the Vita TV. We'll start with the Slim. Dan, what did you think when you first picked it up?
It's light. I think, what is it, 15% lighter?
I think 15% lighter, which seems like a small number, but you really notice it when you pick it up.
It almost felt like a kind of weird prototype thing with no battery at first.
It felt like the first time you pick up like an iPhone 5, how it's almost disarmingly light.
So, we're both Vita owners. We've been playing a lot of it here.
Right.
And then going to it, it is a noticeable heft difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And you also notice that it's a bit slimmer as well, like thinner on the sides, which I really like. But the thing that I like most about the Vita Slim is just the feel of the face buttons.
Yeah.
One of the problems I have with the Vita right now is that those face buttons have kind of a sharp corner to them.
Yeah.
So in games like Guacamelee or really kind of like frenetic action games, your thumb gets sore after a while.
Yeah.
But here, they're a little bit smoothed out. The triggers they have a little bit more resistance to them. They don't have that weird kind of like free-floating feeling that the current one does. And overall, it feels really good in the hands.
Yeah, and they've slightly changed the indent on the back side.
Yeah, that's another big thing.
So it's a little less pronounced, but it feels really, really comfortable in the hand.
Yeah, and in fact, the entire back panel has a matte finish. So it's got a little bit more texture, and it just seems like you could hold it a little bit more easily without, getting your hands all sweaty and having things slide out.
John, the elephant in the room is the screen. It's the thing that everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
And I was a little skeptical as well, thinking, they're moving from this beautiful OLED to an LCD, it's cheaper. But I'm not convinced that side by side, you'd have to look for the differences. It's not dramatic.
The only real pronounced difference I noticed was when we pulled up the settings screen on both of them. The Vita has that really bright green color on the settings. It seemed maybe a little bit more yellowish on the new Vita compared to the old one.
Yep.
And that's really the only difference that I noticed.
And the brightness possibly a little bit higher on the OLED.
Yeah,
but
I
other
think
than
so.
that, I mean, an extra hour of battery, a lighter console, you're not making too many concessions.
Yeah, I mean, if I was somebody looking to buy one of those two systems, I think the trade-off of the improved ergonomics is worth the slightly reduced screen quality.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
So the other thing we got to see was the PlayStation Vita TV.
Yeah.
Which is all about, it's Asia specific at the moment. They've announced it for Japan, Southeast Asia, and it'll let you use your Vita games on your TV, your PlayStation 1, PSN content.
Yeah.
As much as a couple of other features as well, like e-books and some movie services. We had a tool around with the user interface. What do you think?
It looks weird on a big screen.
Yeah.
It looks like it's just shoehorned onto that TV. I mean, it's functional. You were able to get around, but seeing those big, huge icons on the screen was a little weird.
Yeah, and even the little things like, I mean, this is still DualShock 3, but they've announced DualShock 4 is going to be supported with the PS Vita TV as well.
Right.
So when you have to close, you normally flick down the little envelope corner, you have to hold the X button.
Weird.
And it slowly kind of peels back. But they've said, there's a touch screen, the touch panel on the DualShock 4.
Right,
so maybe you'll be able to just flick that.
Yeah, you're right.
And whether you'll be able to control that with the Vita itself, who knows. The content we saw running on it was PlayStation 1 content.
Right, you saw some PS1 backwards compatible stuff, and I think they had...
And some PSP as well.
Yeah, Soul, and they also had Soul Sacrifice.
Yeah, and Vita content.
Which, looked pretty good, upscaled onto like a full HD TV.
Yeah, so... again, they haven't announced that one for the Western markets yet, but it is coming to Japan the end of this year, I think it is.
I'm not sure.
And I think it's also for Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
And the PSP, well, the Vita
Slim. Yeah.
When's that one out?
That one's coming out in Japan in October in 6 different colors. We also got a chance to see those colors, which are pretty nice, actually. But currently no release date for international markets, so we'll see.
We'll have more gameplay of the user interface as well up on the side, so check that one out. And keep it tuned to GameSpot for more TGS 2013 coverage.